Hi, so today's session is about plants' essential oils, aromatic compounds, or fragrances. In this session, introduction to essential oils, role of essential oils or terpenoids or volatiles, economically important terpenoids along with plants' essential oils which are used in making perfumes, synthesis of rose essential oils, steam distillation processes, and metabolic engineering of terpenoids synthesizing pathways will be discussed. So, plant fragrances are very unique because through these fragrances plants communicate with the environment. So plants actually convey messages through these fragrances to the pollinators about the availability of nectar or pollens. Many fragrances are also produced in response to some wound or injury or to give warning to the neighboring plants about pathogen attack. Another unique property of plants fragrances is that they can diffuse easily in air due to their light weight, and sometimes they can travel up to hundreds of meters in plants like Amorphophallus. And not all essential oils are pleasant for the pollinators and humans. Sometimes they are very unpleasant. Generic flowers which are dark red in color, their fragrances are not very pleasant. Now, technically speaking, plants fragrances or essential oils are monoterpenoids which comprise of isoprene units. Their synthesis takes place in the leaves and flowers within the cytosol and clusters. Now, once they are synthesized, they are released instantly to the glandular structures which are present on the epidermal surfaces of petals or leaves, because if they are stored for a longer period of time, they may be toxic for the plant tissues. Now, fragrance formation and release is energetically expensive for many plants, so that's why many plants only open their flowers and release fragrances in response to their pollinators availability. Sometimes the concentration of essential oils is also determined by geographical conditions. These days metabolic engineering of aromatic terpenoids pathways is being done in order to develop bioinsecticidal plants. Now, fragrance formation is also genetically controlled characteristic of many plants, as roses always produce mixture of citronellol, geraniol, and linalool, while the aromatic oil of citrus species is always a mixture of almost 10 carboxylic acids, 14 ketones, 20 aldehydes, more than 30 alcohols, esters, and 30 different terpenoids. In addition to this, saffron emit mixture of almost 150 volatile compounds and more than 200 molecules from aroma of vanilla. Now, the geographical conditions may also determine amount and quality of aromatic compounds. In this figure, you can see that the synthesis of essential oil of coriander, which is linalool, which comprise mainly of linalool, takes place in the glandular structure within the plastate. So, within the plastate, linalool synthesis takes place from the geranyl pyrophosphate, which produces geraniol on one hand and linalool on the other hand. Now, once the synthesis takes place within the plastate, from the plastate it is released through the glandular structure through the breakdown of cuticle, and in the air it serves dual purposes, like it may repel insects or it may attract pollinators. Now, some economically important terpenoids are linalool, which are produced by more than 200 plants. They are defensive and they are volatile attractants, and they are also antimicrobial in nature. Plants like coriander and lemongrasses and roses, they produce linalool as the main compound. Geraniol is also produced by lemongrasses and roses, and it is used in many cosmetic and pharmaceutical products due to its anti-carcinogenic properties. Pyrethrin is produced by many daisies and it produces insecticidal properties. Parnesol is produced by the epidermal cells of fruits like apples and it possesses fungicidal properties. Caryophyllene is synthesized and released by cannabis and it is used as flavoring agent in perfumery due to its woody aroma. Vanillin is a defensive compound which is synthesized by vanilla and it is used to make L-dopa to treat Parkinson's disease. In addition to this, coffee coal, oryzole, thiols, and gingerone are economically important terpenoids due to their antimicrobial and anti-carcinogenic properties. Now, coffee coal is the essential oil of coffee. You can feel the fragrance of coffee, and it is due to coffee coal. Oryzole is the essential oil of rice, and thiol is the essential oil of tea. Gingerone is the essential oil of ginger, while menthol and linalool possess analgesic and antipyretic properties. Now, pyrethrin is produced by daisies. It is important allylochemical and it may serve as insecticidal compound. Geraniol is used in many pharmaceutical products. Thiol is used in making the essential oil of tea is thiol. Menthol is used due to its analgesic properties, and linalool is also used in many cosmetic products. Now, plants like citrus and heliotropium and Aetherius odoratus and Euphorbia royaliana, they also contain certain important economically important terpenoids which are used in making of different products and in perfume industries. Now, the essential oils of plants like lantana and ocimum and menthol, they are also insecticidal in nature, and that's why they are used in making of bioinsecticidal compounds. Some plants which are commonly used in making of perfumes, they include jasminum species, rose plants, and sistrum species and citrus species. Now, the terpenoids are basically, as mentioned before, isopentenyl pyrophosphate. They may be monoterpenoids, they may be sesquiterpenoids, they may be diterpenoids, tetraterpenoids, and polyterpenoids. Like monoterpenoids, which form the fragrances of plants, they contain 10 carbon atoms. They are essential oils like linalool, menthol, geraniol, limonene, and pinene, while sesquiterpenoids contain 15 carbon atom and they form compounds like capsidiol. Diterpenoids form plants hormones like gibberellic acid, which are used in plant growth and development. Triterpenoids form carotenoids, squalene, and saponins. They are plant steroids. Tetraterpenoids form carotenes and xanthosphil, which are accessory photosynthetic pigments, and polyterpenoids, which contain more than 40 carbon atoms. They are cytokinins, which are important plant hormones, and they are involved in the development of procambium and secondary cambium. Now, sesquiterpenoids include farnesene, nerolidol, zingiberone, caryophyllene, and longifolene. Now, the biosynthesis of rose essential oil geraniol takes place in the plastids. In this picture, you can see that the synthesis of geraniol takes place within the plastid, or within the plastid, either in the glandular structures, trichomes, or either in the cells, mesophyll cells of the petals. Now, once their synthesis takes place in the plastid from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and pyruvate, geraniol synthesis takes place, and it is released through the plastid into the plastid into the cytosol, and then finally out of the cell, where it attracts the pollinators. Now, the geraniol based candies are also available in the market. Now, when you eat these candies, they make your skin permeable. Translocation and biosynthesis of essential oil like menthol takes place within the roots, and it's within the leaves, and it's then it is translocated through the phloem to the root, where it repels insects. Now, the industrially used methods for the extraction of essential oils include steam distillation. In addition to steam distillation, many spectroscopic and chromatographic techniques are also used for the extraction of essential oils. Now, the future challenges in terpenoids synthesis pathways include to increase the aromatic oil contents of many plants, to make their pollination more effective, to develop efficient ways of bioactive packing of antimicrobial compounds, to introduce bioinsecticides and biopesticides, to make transgenic bioinsecticidal varieties, and to characterize genes which are involved in aromatic compound synthesis, to clone and to overexpress them in edible plants to make them pathogen resistant, and characterization of enzyme linalool synthase, which is mainly involved in the synthesis of linalool, is also important to fill the gap regarding the evolution of fragrant species into the non-fragrant species. And further challenges include to overcome the issues which are due to poor coordination between the researchers and industries. Now, this exercise may further clarify your concepts of terpenoids. Thank you.